You guys know when I wear my red shirt, you're in trouble, right? You know that? Like we've got that down now. Today's gonna be one of those coffee with coaches, or is it coffees with coach? Like attorneys general, I'm not sure. Coffees with coach? I think that sounds better. This is going to be one where you might wanna grab a pen and you might wanna grab some paper because I don't want you writing on your hand, yeah? And let's get to work on how you're gonna grow bigger than you've ever grown before. And then what's gonna happen to you as you do it. What you can expect to feel and experience so you're not surprised by it when it happens. So one of the things I think we've learned in 2020, you guys all know, I feel that we have had illusions stripped from us. Like the illusion of control, the illusion of predictability, the illusion of the way it's always been is the way it will always be. That is not true. Things can change like that, right? Those of us, we always talk about this, right? Like if we have a diagnosis out of the blue or a car accident out of the blue or someone we love gets sick or passes away, that all of a sudden everything's different. And I just want to take a pause here and really thank you guys. I was so blown away. I haven't even had time to comment on my personal Facebook page for the incredible messages and private messages I received last week. I'm going to try not to cry today when we got the news that Audrey passed away. It was really weird, you guys. I had just had a whole Facebook Messenger conversation with her the weekend before she passed away last Monday. And it's like, this is what life looks like. You have a conversation with somebody on Saturday and Sunday, and on Monday they pass away. That's real life, right? I'm not saying that to make us all sad. Not at all. It's that what this year showed us is that's actually the truth. We still make plans and we still do what we want to do and we still stretch and grow regardless, but that's real. And at any moment, everything can change. And for us to be present to that at all times and to consistently, what do we start out with every day? You guys reach out to 3 people who might need you today, right? Why do we do that? Because they may not be here tomorrow. Like legit may not be here tomorrow. And if you want to get bigger than you've ever been, and yes, we're talking about revenue in your business. Yes, we're talking about exploding your business. Absolutely. But if you want to be a bigger person than you have ever been before, if you want to have an impact like you have never had before, you need to start making sure everyone in your life knows what they mean to you. And that includes your clients and customers. But more importantly, the people that we take for granted. That's like, I'm talking grocery store workers. I'm talking your mail provider. I'm talking your spouses. I'm talking our children. I am talking the people we take for granted because they're always there. That is not a guarantee. And this year has helped us see that. So step number 1, grab your pen and paper. Step number 1 is making sure everybody in your life knows what they mean to you. Deal? That is step number 1. You want to get bigger? You want to run your Facebook ads? You want to do all your Facebook groups? You want to do, let's see, what else has everybody always come to me before? Sarah, teach me how to write. Teach me how to do a sales call. Everybody comes for me for those things and I'm happy to teach you, but I can teach you till I'm blue in the face. And if you haven't dealt with this part, good luck. Okay? So that's step number 1. As I said, I think the last time I wore this shirt, and it's funny, I remember it because I've never had so many comments on a live before, like private comments as well as like comments in the comments was when I screamed at you guys, this is not about you. Right? Do you remember that? And you guys were laughing. So people were like, oh, Sarah's mad today, right? It was one of those. And it's funny, when I put this on today, I was laughing because I'm like, oh, here I go again. It's so funny. That's my message when I wear this shirt, apparently, is it's not about you. But so making sure people in your life know what they mean to you. Now, step number 2 is you've got to forgive. What? It's my favorite. Like, I thought you taught business. I do. I don't do it the way everybody else does it, but good luck trying to grow if you haven't forgiven yourself for past mistakes, or you're still pissed at somebody in your life or a past customer or client that didn't react the way you wanted them to, or didn't interact with you the way you wanted them to, or, and this tends to actually be what it is, you guys, you're not forgiving yourself for mistakes you've made in the past in your business. Now, sometimes it's about forgiving yourself for spending money you shouldn't have, or you wish you hadn't, or it's about not treating somebody well, or it's about going out with a half-baked idea that then you realize you didn't want to do, but you had to fill on it because you sold it. Blech, right? Awful feeling. Or you didn't trust your own instincts, right? Like you got into a negotiation with somebody, or you signed a contract with somebody and it was like, I don't want to do that, but there's so much money. Oh, I have to. Those. So step number 2, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to forgive? And then I'm going to actually tie this into the election. So for those of you that have not considered where you need to forgive yourself or forgive other people, and you're trying to grow your business, today's the day. Sit down, write apology letters, clean up your messes. You guys know I always say everything is clean upable. That is so not a word, but you get the gist. If you need to apologize to yourself for blowing it last time, do that now. If there's somebody you need to reach out to because you were a jackwagon, go now. Today's the day. We don't have any more time for this. If you are seeing it out there, it's because it's in here. I don't know why it works that way. I am not some spiritual guru by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not. But I do know that to be true. I've seen it in myself and I've seen it in others. And that leads me to this next one. You guys know I get up super duper early. I love me my morning hours. They're very special. We have this awesome gas fireplace where I flip a switch and it's on. I'm like, oh, Instafire. It's so nice. So I'm all cuddly. I'm reading this book, which if you have not read, go get it. It's called You Are a Goddess. It's fantastic. And it goes through the 9 archetypes of goddesses. And just who they are and what they represent. I want you guys to just sort of understand what's happening here and what's our role in this. Like, Sarah, what do I have to do with any of this? Like, get off my back, man. I'm just trying to grow my business, right? Like, I feel you. I totally get it. Totally get it. What you have to do with it is start owning what you've done to participate in it. When I was reading this morning, hang on, trying to get control. Not that we have control, right? And it could, a lot of this, I think I'm very sensitive, right? I'm very open right now because of Audrey's passing. And the significance of who that woman was in my life, and the significance any one of us could be in someone else's life. Like, you guys, I'm here teaching you today because she saw, you know, a 16-year-old girl in pain and helped her. That's the divine feminine. And if you saw my Facebook tribute to her, she was the ultimate in mama. The divine feminine of mama. And what I realized this morning, because I know so many of you are nervous about the election on both sides, right? And you guys, I hope everyone hear me. I want everyone to feel welcome in this group. This is a no shame group. And that includes your political stance, okay? That is not what I'm up to here. And what I realized this morning as I was preparing for tonight's conversation is that the vitriol we're seeing, and I think you're going to get this, but the vitriol we're seeing out there, and listen to me, this is going to affect your business. So if you're sitting back going, I don't care about politics, do you care about your business? If I have to make you see your own interest in this, I'm happy to do that because your own interest is in here, okay? The vitriol out there can only exist because it's in here. Yikes, right? This morning, for the first time, something clicked in my head, and this may or may not resonate with you. That's cool. Take what works for you, leave what doesn't. Like, just listen and see if you hear something, okay? A few weeks ago, I actually posted an article, and this is specifically about Trump followers, but it goes for the other side too. It goes for the Biden followers too, you guys. This is just open, okay? Just open up for a sec. That those who really are attracted to these personalities, right? Really attracted to the part of it and the cold part of it and the unfeeling part of it of like, no, I want this, that's what I'm doing. You suck. I want that energy, right? On both sides. What that is appealing to are those who don't want to feel anymore. And I think that's something we can all get. And what's been so hard for me personally, right? So I'm talking to you guys about healing yourselves, forgiving yourself so you can go out there, make the impact you want to make the amount of money you want to make, hire all the people you want to hire for your business. You can't do that well if you're walking around with vitriol inside you. Good luck, right? It's just not going to last very long, or you're going to burn out, or you're going to feel like crap. So what I finally got this morning was that because it has been so hard for so many, We get attracted to those who say, F that, I don't have any feelings, because it's too hard. And you're an idiot. And you're stupid. And you don't get it. And it's all that pain coming out and at the same time trying to stuff it down. Can you guys get that? Because all this time I've been like, I have like so many friends in the middle of the country, as you know, right? I'm super open. I love my people from all walks of life. And like these really strong Christian faiths that I couldn't reconcile being Trump supporters, right? Like, oh my gosh, what? Right? And then there's people like me who were sexually abused as a child. And I'm like, okay, so Biden, what's real there? What's not? Right? What? Right? Like there's all this stuff for me. I'm like watching this. I'm like, I don't understand. Help. I finally got it. And because all this time I've been like, I can't reconcile this in my head. Like before I'd be like, oh, I can see why. I could see why you're doing that. I could see. And all of a sudden it made sense. Finally, I can see. You guys, we got to not be afraid to feel what we're feeling. If you're burned out, rest. If you need to have a difficult conversation with someone you love, go have it. If you have a mess to clean up, go clean it up. You want to see something different out there, start doing different things. It's my favorite phrase, right? You want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. That's like, I'm sorry, that's like math. So if you're going to sit back over the next 8 days and bitch and complain and whine, what do you think you're going to see out there? You are the woman I have in front of me. You guys right here. So I'm talking to you, and I know sometimes it sucks, and we're like, how come we have to clean all this up? And we have to start somewhere. And every time you forgive someone else, you clean up a mess, every single time. Someone knows. Someone's watching, and you are now being a leader automatically because you're setting the example for what's possible, not accepting what is, but stepping out of that enough to create something no one's created before and to offer something no one's offering before. And you cannot do that if you are in the mud with the pigs. So yes, I'm your business mentor, but I'm not your business mentor. I'm not going to teach you how to do copywriting and then let you go be an asshole to somebody else. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in you learning how to write copy so you can kick ass and change the world the way you want to change the world. And I don't care if that's teaching people how to put throw pillows on, teaching people how to pray. I don't care if it's essential oils. I don't care if it is math tutoring. I don't care. You're changing somebody's life. And if you're being great over here, but an asshole over here, you're going to fail. And I'm not interested in just having women kicking ass in business. I'm totally interested in women kicking ass. Period. And you cannot do that if you are a facade of a person. And inside, you are filled with vitriol and hate and a lack of compassion. And good luck writing great marketing copy if you're in that space. You can't do it because you can't empathize with anyone else. Step number 1, lead with service. Step number 2, forgive yourself. Step number 3, enter the world every day with compassion over assumption. Deal? Who says, I'm so worried about launching my new program with all the negativity out there. Do I wait until the election is over? Let me get to that in just a second because I think that's really, really important. Anybody else feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't launch this because it's so negative right now? Anyone else? You guys, I'm reading the book, taking notes about how I want to study, what we want to offer. There's a killer meditation at the end. Like I'm so excited, getting uber prepared. And all of a sudden I look down and my shirt's like drenched. I was like, what the F just happened? And I finally clicked into the amount of pain. And it's not just the amount of pain, it's the trying to shove it down. I don't want to feel this, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to feel this. Wow, so does that mean if we're not attracted to either, it's because we feel so intensely? Yes, that's correct. That's why I've been joking, I've been doing it my Sarah Walton way where I was like, terrific, more old white men, hooray. Like what the F is going on here? I feel like this doesn't match at all what I've been up to or what I know you women have been up to. What is this? This doesn't match me. I don't want this. And I think what's happened is I haven't heard the call. I personally haven't heard the amount of pain. It's gonna start with us, right? I mean, I have some really freaking powerful women on here right now. If it's gonna be up to anybody, you guys, are you waiting for more old white men? Because I'm not. I am so over that. What are you waiting for? You think someone else is just gonna come on in and figure this out for us? By the way, if you haven't listened to, dang it, I can't remember what episode number it is, of the podcast, it's called Why You Have the Results You Have Right Now. If you guys have not listened to that yet in the podcast, please go listen to that. I have a personal plea for you at the end of that podcast for you to look into your own life. And it came straight from my heart. And by the way, that includes all of us. Why do we have these candidates? Why do we have this? Why? And what you're going to look out there, about to get to step 4, right? Which is what happens when you grow. When you consistently move through life and you're constantly growing, which is the women who are attracted to be in this group with us, right? Like, you guys are all up to something. Like, you're not like sitting back waiting for life to do you, right? You're like, bring it, right? Like, let's go. So if you're in that energy, you're going to be constantly expanding, which means you're going to make mistakes. It's like when you hear it like that, it's like, oh, duh, that makes whole sense, right? It's like you don't go into algebra knowing it. You go into algebra learning it, which means you make mistakes. That's why we take we go, oh, nope, I don't have that concept yet. Got it. Okay, so that's the concept I get to keep working on. It's just like that. Sarah Walton for Congress. Don't say that. My kid said that this morning. I don't know that that's where I can be the most effective, but I really appreciate that. I really, really do. It says it's episode number 35. What's causing the results you have? There is a personal plea I make to you at the very end of that. Now, it's inspired by a Nora Ephron movie, so enjoy that. But yes, that's where that comes from. Step number 4. It's not really a step. Let me say it this way, it's stepping into an awareness. You guys have heard me say this before, and it comes from the bottom of my freaking heart, okay? And this is, I want you to always picture your moment of success, whatever that is for you, I don't care. And the book that really taught me this, that's great, it's called Leveraging the Universe. It's a little woo-woo for me, like I think there's a little bit more action that's needed than what he describes in the book, but I think it's really interesting. So it's called Leveraging the Universe. And the idea is that you put yourself in the moment of success. So you guys know, I always talk about, I wanted to meet Oprah. Well, lo and behold, I did. And I was wearing what I thought I would be wearing. So you put yourself in that moment of success, and then you ask yourself, what did that woman do to get there? Oh my God, you're gonna start running your business in a whole different way, right? You're gonna start interacting with your friends and family in a totally different way. Not in an obnoxious way, in a great way, where all of a sudden you're hiring people. All of a sudden you're like, I don't have time to do that because I gotta go create stuff. Or all of a sudden you're hiring coaches, right? You're signing up for programs, you're doing the inner work. Like, you do what you need to do to be that woman. Now, the second you do that, your confidence is gonna drop. You guys gotta hear me tell you that. That is step 4, an awareness that as soon as you grow, your confidence is gonna plummet. And that's natural. Just like going into algebra, you're gonna make mistakes. Never been there before. Making sense? Yeah, hello. Oh, right. And so I don't want you to be afraid of that when that happens. All of a sudden you're like, if that woman was able to get there, I can get there. And if she was on my shoulder whispering into my ear, what would she tell me to do? All of a sudden you got a path. All of a sudden you got a roadmap. All of a sudden the next hour makes sense. Cool? And I don't care if the world's on fire, you guys, because it might be. I don't care if people are fighting. I don't care if there's a pending civil war. Do what you need to do inside of that space to have your voice be heard, to heal what there is for you to heal, so we see less of this, and then get to work. She said elegantly. Is it okay to launch now with an election 8 days out? That is totally your call. What I'm gonna say, and I want each and one of you to hear me, I'm talking to her right now, but listen to me. Just listen. I don't care what anybody says to you, including me. Listen to your gut. That is so much smarter than anything I can tell you right now. Now, that being said, there's a difference between listening to your gut that is screaming, no, this is not okay right now, right? That's very clear versus, I'm nervous. Do you feel the difference? Trust that. If you're nervous, launch the freaking thing. Your voice matters. You have every right to sell and talk about and offer positivity and what, hi, right? I could just be in my hole in the news. Oh my God, oh, what's gonna happen, right? That's not useful. Not gonna help anybody. Sure helps my ego keep me where I am though, because I'm distracted AF. It's not gonna help serve anybody else. It's not gonna shift anybody else's life. It's not gonna move anyone else forward. And it's all about me if I do that, right? Lead with service is step number 1. So run it through the process there, okay? Am I leading with service by pulling back right now? Maybe. Because maybe the way you're serving is you are involved in conversations that need to be had about healing, okay? So that's something to check out. Number 2, is there anything you need to forgive before you do this? Is there a past launch that's got you scared? Is there a piece of forgiveness you have around pricing for yourself that you need to implement? Yeah, make sense? You're seeing how this is going? And then checking through, is it just a drop in confidence? Because it might be. It's also about leading with empathy, right? That's step 3 is the empathy piece. So if you're not being empathetic to the plight of the women you're launching to, that's gonna be a problem. So just run it through these 4 steps. Service, forgiveness, empathy, and then understanding that your confidence is going to drop. So if you can run it through those 4 steps and you feel great about launching, go launch it. What the hell? The world didn't stop because some people have lost their minds. And let me say that a different way. The world didn't stop because so many people are in pain. And we can't control everything. Do you think it's going to be better after the election? I don't know. Might be worse. I don't know. None of us know. So you got to listen in here because that should be your guide. That will be your guide. Like that's where you go, is in here. And then you'll start to see, oh, last time I launched, if there's something you need to forgive, last time I launched, I didn't listen to this and I blew it. Make sense?